The Wind Temple is one of the first dungeons in the game, and it's part of the Regional Phenomena questline. This one is a fantastic temple high above Rito Village, high above the Sky Islands even, and it's an epic journey just to get there. Well, today I'm going to walk through the Wind Temple in Tears of the Kingdom, so you can complete it as easy as possible. Well, before we get into it today, let me know down there in the comments what you think about the Wind Temple, and how do you think it compares to regular Zelda dungeons, and also to the Divine Beast in Breath of the Wild. We'd love to hear what you think. Without further delay, let's dive into this guide. So first of all, preparing for the Wind Temple itself. So before you head to the Wind Temple, you're going to make sure you need to have cold protection, given it's very high up there in the sky. Inside the temple, you won't need cold protection, but outside you will. So make sure you cook plenty of food with peppers, or you can grab some elixirs that provide you with protection from the cold. Now, I went back to the Great Sky Island, given I'd come across some hot peppers there before and I knew where they were. I combined them with meat and mushrooms that I had and cooked up plenty of food, which gave me cold resistance. So you're going to be spending a fair amount of time in the cold in this temple, so I would recommend getting somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes of cold protection in total before you head into that dungeon. Another good thing to do to prepare is have the ability to create fire. This could be with flint or wood bundles. So basically you throw down a wood bundle, you throw down a piece of flint, and you can strike it with your sword to create a fire, or you can use fire fruit for creating fire arrows. So there's plenty of ice in this Wind Temple, and there's loads of optional chests and optional extras, so you want to melt that ice so you can get hold of all those goodies and that loot. So you've got valuable stones, weapons, and other items as well. Okay, that is it for the preparation. Let's dive into the Wind Temple itself. So the concept of the Wind Temple is all about finding locks and turning them using Tulin's wind ability. You can interact with Tulin and command him to send out a jet of air in a certain direction, and this is going to be key to solving the puzzles in the Wind Temple. The challenge is finding the turbines to interact with, even though they've been marked on your map. So that's one good thing to do with the dungeon, is get used to reading the map. So to bring up the map, you have to press the minus button on the joypad or the Nintendo Switch itself, and then you can go up and down the floors. So you've got the first floor, you've got the first basement floor, and the second basement floor. So make sure you get used to all the floors as you're going to be traveling up and down, so get used to using that map. Okay, let's dive into the first turbine lock. So for the first turbine, you want to make your way over to the opposite side of the top deck. That is 1F, and that is opposite to where you started. Here, you're going to find a broken handle, and what you want to do is find some ice on the ground, or you can shoot some down with an arrow, and then stick that ice onto the handle of the broken switch using Ultra Hand. That is then going to allow you to turn the handle and access the door which is hiding the first turbine, and then stand in front of it and work with Tulin to activate the lock. I think all you need to do is to speak to Tulin by pressing A, then position him in the right position in front of the turbine, press A again, and that will activate the turbine. And when you exit, you can use the regular handle on the other door and open up a chest. Okay, so that's the first one done. Let's have a look at the second turbine lock. So next up, you want to take care of the turbine lock at the south of 1F. So to do this, you have to enter through B1. Basically, you have to go down first and then go up through the floor. So make your way to the west side of 1F and then jump off. Float down with your paraglider and make your way into B1. Take care of the Zonai Soldier construct here, and you can also walk under the lasers and get the chest at the end of the room. Then make your way back and you can see an opening on the floor encased in ice. So here, use Tulin's wind ability to help you get over the hole, and then open up the hatch in the wall, which is going to make it even easier to get around later. Kill the soldier construct and then ascend up a level back to 1F. And once you are back on the top floor, you'll come across a cog on the ceiling, and then you have to pick up a slab of concrete that's laying on the ground and attach it to the mechanism using your Ultra Hand ability. You can then turn the cog using the ability, and you'll notice that the door stays open for a few seconds. So what you want to do is turn the cog so the door stays open for a few seconds, and then what you want to do is use your recall ability while climbing up the ladder so you can get through that door. Kill the constructs and then activate the turbine lock. Okay, next up now we've got the third turbine lock. So you want to make your way over to the east side of the ship, And from the main deck, or 1F, jump off and you'll see a door covered with ice. Smash through that ice the best you can. I did this with a fire arrow. Then you'll find yourself on B1 again, this time on the east side of the ship. So when you enter, look to the right and you're going to see a water turbine and use recall on this, and then ride the turbine so you can get to the other side. When you're over on the other side, kill the constructs and bag their weapons, and you'll notice some cogs on the wall with a piece missing. So to solve this puzzle, we're going to smash some ice from the ceiling with an arrow, and grab the ice with Ultra Hand and stick together the missing piece, completing the mechanism. This is then going to open the door, allowing you to reach the turbine, and then work with Tulin again, and that is the third one complete. So next up we got the fourth turbine lock, so we want to make our way down to B2, so make your way back to where we did the second turbine lock, where we had to get over the hole in the floor that was encased with ice. This time, drop down onto B2 with your paraglider, and you're going to find the next turbine lock there. So work with Tulin again and use his gust of wind to unlock the turbine. Okay, finally, let's have a look at the fifth turbine. So for the final turbine, you want to go back to the main deck of the ship and use the wind on the upper deck to ride to the very top and the northern point of the ship. And here, you're going to find a couple of doors. You're going to be able to open up the doors with Ultra Hand, then jump down the hole, being careful to avoid the lasers, and then activate the final turbine when you get to the bottom. Well, now you've unlocked all the turbines, it's time to go back to the top deck again, open up the locks and fight the boss. Okay, next up we've got the Colgera boss fight. So this is a great boss fight. We're going to make sure you have plenty of arrows, food, and also cold protection as well. This boss fight is all about flying through the air with your glider. So Colgera surprises Tulin and Link and they burst through the doors. Link and Tulin in midair and Colgera flies towards you. So you want to make sure you avoid the boss. He tries to bite you and get you with his pincers, but avoid him by flying out of the way and using your paraglider skills. He'll start shooting ice at you from his body, which reveals breakable ice discs. You can either shoot through them or do what I did and dive through them. And after each time you shoot through one of these body parts, Colgera is going to retreat into his icy void, and then he's going to come up at you from the bottom, so do be aware of that. Plus, as the fight progresses, he'll fire out more and more tornadoes, so do be careful of Colgera and also the tornadoes as well. When Colgera is flying up at you vertically, you can shoot his body with arrows as he's trying to fly past, which is another way of damaging him, and I found that skydiving through his body was the most effective way to damage the boss. So repeat this process a few times and you're going to defeat Colgera, so congratulations, that is the Wind Temple complete. So after the boss fight, you're going to get treated to a great cutscene with Tulin, invited to fight against the Demon King with Link. Plus you're going to get the Vow of Tulin Sage of Wind ability, and this allows you to call on Tulin at any time and use that wind ability, which is going to be very helpful for getting around the Sky Islands nice and quickly. Well, that is it for this guide for the Wind Temple, and let me know in the comments what you thought about that Wind Temple. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I would love to know what you think. Well, as always, thank you so much for watching, and for more Tears of the Kingdom content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to Triforce Times. Or you can check me out on Twitter at Triforce Times. Well, if you enjoyed this video or found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.